Welcome to the show today. We're going to be talking about emotional vulnerability and communication. So, with this, we've been doing like a little series starting with dating, and with this one, we're still talking about dating. So, my question for you all today is how do you know when someone likes you? Like, what signs do they give you? What are they doing? What things that they say? Miss Tiffany, how do you know when a guy likes you?
When they want to spend more time with me. Um,
Hmm.
when because one thing I've learned, like my years in relationships, if a guy's not really interested in me per se, I feel like I'm chasing them in a sense. Like I'm chasing, or I'm trying to win some time, or have some type of quality time. And so when someone wants to spend more time with me, or we go out and have some type of a quality time, go out on dates, that's when I think that someone likes me, because I could tell that you're investing and I could see that you're interested. So,
But what about when you first meet them, like first contact? How do you know that they may be interested in you?
See, that's what I was
um,
confused on.
well, when they first, that's a shoot. I'll be honest. It's to me, it's kind of like a blanket statement in a sense. Like every guy, like we said, they'll reach out or we start talking. Everybody would do the same thing, like, "Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, I want to see you. Oh, this and that." So it's just like to me, everybody says the same thing.
Hmm.
So it's sometimes it kind of. I mean, I'm being honest. Sometimes it's kind of hard to like, okay, are you into, or are you just trying to get my sleep with me? What are you trying to do? So that's when I have the like spirit discernment. But
So
in
what if we stop
time,
doing that?
what if you stop?
Right. Because, I hear that a lot. I'm tired. Don't be telling me how you beautiful and all this other stuff. All right, then.
It can be annoying.
I'm not saying. Well, I'm not saying to stop, but it's just everybody says the same thing. I just feel like there is like, okay, there's this blanket statement, or everybody like have this moment like, okay, well, I'm going to say this because I know that most women will be receptive of it. But if
Right.
you stop, I mean, you stop, I guess. I don't know. You stop, you stop. I don't know. I mean, I think for me, if a person stops, that means, I mean, I won't take it the wrong way, but that means there will be other avenues or other things that you will do to show that you're interested.
Right.
So, and for me, it's all about actions and what you're doing compared to always what you're saying.
Right.
Because you could say, you can be a presentation of yourself or your best self, but that's not usually, that doesn't last. So,
Hmm. Hmm. But over time, if the person feels like you may not be receptive to their responses too, they may, eventually just stop too.
Hmm.
What do you
Hmm.
think,
well,
Aya? Like, how do you
Um,
know a woman likes you?
if she laugh at all my jokes, cause a lot of this shit don't be funny. A lot of it don't be funny. Like, oh, you like me? That shit wasn't funny. Yeah, I always like to say if I could make her smile, I could make her mine. So it might be a little conceited, but you know. But as far as like y'all was saying, keeping it going, and how Tiffany was saying, do you really like me, or are you just a motive? I think everybody got a motive of some sort, whether it's good or bad. But I was just watching somebody. Well, actually, I was watching T.K. Kirkland talk, and he said the thing that women don't realize about men is we are visual. So we may tell you exactly how we feel and mean it in that moment, but who's to say that tomorrow we're gonna still feel that way? That's
That's
the
true.
deal. It ain't that he didn't mean it. He meant what he said, but the way he said it was like he said, for instance, when we get home, you might put that wig on the doorknob. Then you're not the same girl I just met. So
Hmm.
something changed.
Right.
Hmm.
What do you think, Doc? How do you know when a woman likes you?
I mean, sometimes I think I'm just oblivious. I don't be paying attention. But then I think when it be brought to my attention, sometimes, I mean, I think a lot of times there's the conversation, the time that's being spent from that person. To be honest with you, especially as far as like I guess like you said, from looking at it from if that woman might have interest in me. A lot of times by that, yeah, it's by that time they put in, I guess, the conversation. Because a lot of times, like I said, if nobody interested in you, they're not gonna really be spending too much time talking to you on the phone. I ain't gonna say I'll say text, but I'm gonna say more or less talking on the phone with you. I mean, because you can easily text anybody
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. But a lot of times, if they want to talk and you reaching out to want to hang out, or like go on a date or something like that, like I said, really, you just hang out, let's get something to drink or something like that before it really turn into a dating situation. Then that's let you know that they have interest because you can easily be curved like, oh, they can come up with an excuse. Anybody, oh, I got this going on. If you get 1,000 excuses each day, or I'm gonna say within a week, then they probably ain't studying you. So,
Right.
or like they say now, what's that hug? That little hug that they give you now, where they ain't gonna touch up on you, the whole body touch on you. They don't like you, man. You're afraid. You've been curved to the friend zone. No.
Hey, this the one I can't stand. The one I can't stand. When you gonna let me take you out? Oh, I really don't be having time. Every weekend you look on this story, they out turned
Right.
up.
They
Man,
out.
they ain't got a lot of me.
Right.
Just because you ain't going don't mean somebody gonna go. Somebody
Right.
going.
Right.
Don't think it's like that.
Right.
I think when people say stuff like that, they usually date somebody and into that one person in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Which
That's
I
fine.
think
They need to say that.
that's true. But they probably, how you always want to keep, not always,
Keep your options open.
you keep your
Just kind of want to
options
test
open,
them.
have one person
Yep.
in your pocket. Yeah.
But if you're doing that, then that means you just need to talk and go out, right? So how you gonna keep your options open? Because I'm gonna keep talking to you. You keep
Right.
curving
Well,
me, and like you said, if I look online and you doing this, why do you know what? Shit, you got time for me.
mm-hmm.
You'll be
You
surprised that some, other people will keep in contact or, still talk to them and still have that dialogue, even if that person is not, available or want to go out.
Yeah.
That's
It's
true.
kind of like a wishful thinking,
Because now
like
we're
one day,
friends,
one day.
right? Cause now we're friends,
I think
or we might have alternative motive behind this.
that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what I was thinking. I was like, alternative. I already know what you're
I'm
about.
just saying,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out there for a little while. All right.
I think I'm like Doc when you say you kind of miss those cues when people are in your DMs and stuff like that. Because if you don't literally
They're not
say
in
I
my
like
DM. My
or
DM's
I
dry.
want to meet you, your DMs are not dry.
I
My
don't
DM's
believe you.
dry.
I don't
They
believe
dry.
you.
I don't know what that look like.
But people have
I
to
don't believe you.
tell me I like you, I want to date you. Because if you don't say that, I just look at it you giving a compliment or something. You just being nice. I try not to assume nothing when it comes to guys.
Assume everything, even if you're wrong.
Right.
See, that scares me.
Why does it scare you?
I don't know because I don't want to think somebody likes me and they don't, and they be looking like, nah, I was just flirting. I was just talking. It's just my personality. Cause see, I'm a natural flirt. I flirt with everybody. I flirt with your mom. I flirt with everybody. I'm just a natural flirt. So I don't. Even when I'm like that with people, I be like, please don't let them try to ask me out. Please don't ask me out. And then they ask me out. I'm like, damn it. It's just my personality.
Set yourself up for it.
Right. So what's the best pickup line you guys have heard? Iron.
I don't know. Women don't really put their Mac down on us like that.
Really?
No,
That's
they don't.
what I heard.
Not to me.
Women be all
The biggest thing, they'll try to show me what they can do for me, like womanly duties. Like, oh well, if you had a girlfriend or if I was there, you wouldn't have to worry about your clothes being washed or your food being cooked or your house being clean. Nah, I don't mind the clothes in the house, but I do my own cooking.
Yeah.
That
I
ain't
wash
gonna
my
work.
own clothes. You ain't gotta wash my clothes.
I don't mind. They can put
I
all the
always
fabric
been like
softener
that.
on them drawers they want to.
Cause you mess up my clothes, I'll be mad.
I guess if I
Things
had some
equal.
clothes, that'd be there. All my clothes turn into work clothes. I got a whole stash full of cold weather clothes. You know what I mean? Put that shit on clothes. I'm really waiting for it to turn back around. But as far as just like dressing down when it's warm, man, all my clothes work clothes now.
That sounds like me. Yeah.
So what
That
about you,
sound like me.
Tiffany?
To be honest with you, I don't remember. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I had someone to flirt, pick up lines, things like that. So it's been a minute. So I can't remember. I don't remember.
You know, recently I had a guy, he kept asking me out on Facebook. And I know he may see this, but he kept asking me out on Facebook. And I finally told him, I was like, well, I'm talking to somebody right now. And, I'm really leaning towards just dating him because I really like him. And he was like, well, you need to tell that man that somebody else interested in you and stop dating him. I was like, okay. I have never had anybody tell me that.
Yeah.
What about you, Doc? What's the most interesting thing you've heard?
Nothing. Same thing like he said, like most time, oh, I can come do this. If, man, you need somebody to do this. Clearly you don't have a girlfriend if you got got wine. Oh, they should be here help you drink this wine, stuff like that. I'm like, what? Cooking. Oh, well, they surprised I can maintain myself, cook and clean. Like you must don't need anybody if you can do all this. I'm like, what you mean? I said, I mean by myself, so I gotta do it.
Right.
Right.
I think that's a dumb
Are you
statement,
gonna
but
starve?
right, like self-sufficient. Thankfully, I mean, I ain't looking for the first woman out here to come. I fill a void. I'm good,
Right.
But sometimes women ain't dropping lines on you, man. Like you said, either they gonna be, oh, you look good. Now it's the, oh, look at you, you look good. Okay, okay, I see
I
you.
hit her with
Yeah,
that.
I see. I'm like, what?
I hit her with that. I know.
Right. I know, right? Don't hear too much,
Yeah. I know. I remember a pickup line now. It's been a minute, but the pickup line, it was this one guy. He said that we were talking about, because I was like, I was going to get my doctorate, and he said, well, I'll pay for your school, so just let me know how much it is, and I don't know where.
We'll never get that pickup line from me.
Hey, it would have worked on me. I was like, come on,
I remember that. But I didn't. It was cool. But I just knew, like, okay, if I would accept that, then I know it's gonna be, he's gonna want some. So, and if he's just talking out the side of his neck, or whatnot. But
How old was he?
remember that one.
Was he an older guy?
He's like a year older than me.
Oh, never mind them.
Yeah.
I'm about to say a lot of older guys now. They y'all need to get out here, find y'all a good sugar daddy real quick. They don't want nothing. They just want to the good quality time, go out to eat with them or something. They gonna take care of you. They find me a sugar mama. Yeah, that's what I need. They don't want nothing. I need a sugar mama that don't want nothing.
I take a Splendor mama right now.
Right.
Mama.
Splendor.
I know.
He ain't got to be real sugar.
Right. Right. We
Y'all
can get
dry
those.
like that.
It's
a dry season like that.
We're rough out here. I need the money. I don't want the honey.
I'm trying to figure out how some people find a sugar Splendor mama. I'm like, where y'all be going?
To the VLW.
That's what the old one.
That's where we need to go there.
The Cougars.
Yeah.
So I wanted to focus a little bit more on the emotional vulnerability side. as to when we first start, like how we're saying the pickup lines and things like that. So how does it make you guys feel like after you ask somebody out and they tell you no? Like, does that hurt your ego?
Nah,
That's
You
their
know?
loss.
it's her loss.
Nah.
Tiffany, have you ever asked a guy out?
Wait, did
I
you
don't
actually ask a guy?
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
I don't,
Okay.
no, I don't.
It's 2024.
No, look, I'm trying to remember. Have I ever asked a guy? I mean, if we're in relationship, I mean, well, no, I have not.
No,
I
not in a
haven't.
relationship, just from the beginning. I haven't either. I'm so traditional. If you
I
don't
haven't.
ask me, I will never say anything to you. Like, I'll drop hints like in your DM. I may be like, hey, I hope you have a good day today, or say something corny. But if they don't say nothing after that, I will never say anything to you.
Because I look at it this way: if I ask a guy out, I'm looking at it as, okay, well, this guy, it may not be interested in me, and he haven't asked me out first. So if I'm asking, that means I'm chasing him, and
Right.
I understand this is the new age as far as dating and everything. It's 50-50 no matter which way you look at it. But when I have to start asking a guy, this, like I said, my perspective, then that's telling me that the guy is not as interested. So
Right.
I
I
don't
agree,
ask.
because a lot of times they say, and they tell us as women, that the guy should like you more than you like them.
Who is they?
Guy,
Right.
this is what they say in general to women. Other women tell women.
Why they ain't got no damn
I've
body?
heard this a lot. They say that a man should like you more than you like him, because
Wow.
if he does not, then you're gonna be the one spent chasing him, like Tiffany saying.
Man, listen.
Who said that?
Coming from a man, like, I tell women all the time, I get tired of always getting to be the first one to say good morning or how you doing or how you
Right.
feeling. You know what I mean? Like,
That part.
I want to be chased sometimes. Run after me.
Yeah. Give me
You know?
something.
I believe we adhere to a lot of false standards instead of
Yeah.
seeing what each other need, and that need could vary depending upon the situation. That's why I was saying I think my love language different, but they say I like to
Right.
be hang around people. I guess I like to hang around people.
And speaking of that, that does lead us into love languages. So what's your love language, Aya?
It say quality time. I think it's lying. I think my love language is leave me alone till I want to be bothered.
Well, let me read what love languages is. Hold on, give me a second. Then we'll get into that. So basically, there are 5 love languages, and the concept was introduced by Dr. Gary Chapman. I'm sorry.
I was about to say that's why it's
Gary
messed up.
Chapman.
Gary
I'm
Chapman.
like, really?
That's why it don't make no damn sense.
Like, that makes sense.
The question was based upon Michael Jackson. Or was that Emmanuel Lewis? One of them. I don't know.
So the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, and that one is just basically using verbal expressions to show love, like saying I love you. Acts of service, that is doing helpful things for your partner, like cooking, doing chores, running errands. Receiving gifts, that's showing just being thoughtful by giving gifts. And then quality time is spending meaningful focused time together, engaging in activities that you enjoy together. And physical touch is nonverbal expression, like touching, kissing, hugging, holding hands. So you said yours was quality time. Do you think that is very accurate towards you, though?
No.
You know?
Well,
What do you-
I ain't gonna say it's not. Like, I guess like, excuse me, when we are around each other, I appreciate the time, but it ain't just like, oh, I've been working hard all day. I just can't wait to get home to see you.
What about you, Doc? What's your love language? Are you still working on?
Still working on his.
I got it now. Even though I still feel like I should have been able to answer more than one question.
What is
But
that
it
up?
Well, you gotta talk that up to the developer.
I was about
It's
to
their
say he's
fault.
still answering. He must got
Yeah.
the subscription based version.
Right. Because they want to give a percentage of what my others
Other
are.
one, yeah, you got to
No,
pay
you
for
have to
that.
pay for them. I wasn't paying.
Right, I'm not paying either, but it said 33% of me is quality time, and I mean,
So
it
is
kind of,
everybody quality time?
I mean, because for me, I mean, I think, and it is right. I think from a lot of the questions I still, because like gift giving and stuff like that, it's cool. I'm not somebody who's gonna go like, or go big. Wow, I am internally, but I guess I think external outside of me. I don't know, over time, that's not something I've always been a person like. If you did it, you did it, but it's
Yeah,
not something I think I always look out of my person that I'm talking to.
it's not a
You know, where
requirement.
right?
Right.
Because for me, I'm that person. I'm going to try to give, and I like to see that excitement in the other person. Whereas for
Amen.
me, I'm just like, I guess, like I don't know. I think that's that male, also that guy, how we was raised. It's kind of like we get a gift or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I just got Valentine's. I don't see Valentine's Day being a thing where I have to have a gift. I know
Right.
the whole. I don't know when when it changed over time to where people, men acting like they gotta have something. I don't have to. I feel like that's ladies, that's y'all day
Yeah,
where
let them
we
have
do
that.
stuff, right? So I'm gonna do it, because people, for what you, I don't know, I don't. It don't matter. I know what I want, but hey, that's why I want. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing for you, so I can get that at the end of the night. So I'm not pressed about anything
He
else.
has a
So.
motive. Okay.
Working hard.
Hey, I mean, because if we don't, I'm sorry, you're happy. If I'm happy, if you get something right, you get some flowers and some dinner, and we're good to be acknowledged. If I didn't acknowledge you, then guess what? I got a long night. I'm getting fussed and cussed out. So, but quality time is my thing. It's like I think now being adults working so much, if I just get a little bit of time, I'm good. I'm like, I ain't after a while, I'm probably like, then there's the other part of me, like, leave me alone. I'm fine being by myself. I can go do my thing in one room, whatever you got going on. But I am, quality time. You know, I I think that's more. I know that's me because it's this time. Like, hey, just a little quality time. I'm good. As long as you give me some quality time. If it's 30 minutes an hour, we went out and did something. I'm good. I'm probably satisfied for a few days.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to butt in, but I like to play games, card games, board games,
Love that.
mind
Mhm.
games. Not just playing. No mind games. No more mind games.
But I think that keeps it interesting and spicy too. It's even if you're playing like just regular games. I like to play games like with a twist to it. Like we play this game even with our when we have girls night, me and Tiffany and the other girls. We do like we play Dirty Minds, and it's like a game where I've actually played this with an ex, and basically you're trying to guess like it's a simple tool. It can be like a wrench or it can be like your hand. But they're giving you things in like a sexual way and you're trying to guess it. And I think that's kind of fun, stuff like that to play with your partner. You're not just sitting there having conversation, trying to think of stuff to say 24/7. You actually engaging with them. You having, enjoying their time and stuff like that too.
That means you
Yeah.
don't want you. So you probably don't want somebody to be on their phone. You want that engagement and quality time, and because I've noticed now, I need you to get off your phone. That kind of like bothers me so much now, especially if we go out to eat and all
Mhm.
I'm seeing you is doing this. I'm trying to talk to you, and I'm just like, Nick, and I'm quiet. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say nothing else to you. Then you gonna be wondering what's wrong with you, man.
Yeah.
I kind of straddle the fence because sometimes, well, I say it depends on how far into it we are. But like, if we talking first, right up front, no, I agree. If we right up front, let's get to know each other. Then we can start sharing reels and stuff that we think funny and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, I kind of enjoy that too, but that's after we've been kicking a little bit. Because I ain't gonna lie, TikTok got me by the throat. But it'd be more like history is a lie videos, and they'd be like, well, this actually happened, and this person was actually that color, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, I told you these folks be lying to us, bro. Yeah, I'd be on history shit. I don't really be on the ratchet stuff.
But I'm saying, but that's cool to still do that to get in certain times. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I'm saying like if you're trying to do something for somebody, cause like They say I ain't seen you all day, or I ain't seen you in a couple of days. Like, we dating, we ain't married. They say we dating. I ain't seen you in a few days. Like, all right, these few hours or whatever we doing in the moment. Like, say, going out to eat. So I'm like, hey, give me a minute. Now we go back to the house. Hey, yeah, we sit by each other, phone, like you said, sharing reels and
Yeah.
just a little bit of time. Like you said, come out of the social media world a little bit. I guess that's just
Right.
me. I'm still like a little old school. I need to connect with you a little bit right here.
Right. I mean, I agree. I mean, it's you're respecting your space. Like you're respecting each other's company and you're respecting that person. And, with always having your phone, especially, when you're trying to engage or have conversation or just even spending any form of quality time, there will be a disconnect, and you're not going to be able to really fully have that type of connection that you want to have. So yeah, I look at it as a respect thing. I think it's a time and place for everything. I know for me, when it comes to my phone, I usually put my phone in my purse. Like if I'm going out there, I usually put my phone in my purse, and my goal is to not take it out of my purse until I leave whatever establishment. I mean, there may be sometimes it's hard to do, but I try to give that person the respect, because they invested their time. They decided, they picked out the place or whatever what we're doing. So I want to let them know, like, okay, I appreciate it. And I'm going to, at least what I can do is give you my undivided attention. So,
Right.
I mean, I've had relationships in the past where we will argue over, phones to the point I wanted to throw the phone out the window, because I feel like, okay, you're not respecting, what we got going on. So
Right.
I just look at things now as, okay, I didn't like that. I didn't like how that made me feel. So I'm going to make sure that I don't do that to other people.
Right.
What's crazy a lot of times, like, if you're dating, especially if they have kids, my kids might
That's
call
true.
me. Okay. Well, you still can't put the phone down for a minute.
I mean,
I
you'll
got
hear it when it
kids
rings.
too.
If it's that serious, you'll hear it when it rings.
They gonna call more
Unless
than
you
one
got your
time.
ring off and you're on something crazy.
Right. They gonna call more one time if it's an emergency. So
Look, man, I done got
true.
so much better. I just bought this truck, right? And it's got all the texts and stuff, and every text message that come, every messenger, every phone ring, it all pop up on the screen. My homeboy was like, "That don't bother you?" Like, no, it don't bother me. It's my phone and it's my business. But I answer the phone. Now, I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna read no text aloud and then like they ain't taking it that far. But the information is up there, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like some first date type stuff, ladies and brother. How y'all feel about the man ordering your food?
I prefer to order my own food unless I tell him what I want, and then he does it. The guy I date now, when we went out to eat, he actually did that. Like we were at the table talking, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna get da 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 da," and he ordered our food for us. I didn't say anything.
But
So it was okay.
but did you kind of told him what you want though, right?
Yeah, I told him what I wanted.
Yeah, because you like see back in the day on the TVs and stuff. I'll take such and such and such, and the lady will have, man, please, you don't even know if this girl got allergies or none of that. You just talking.
So you talking about first date or after they've been dating for a while?
Just for a while, period. I'm not ordering your food.
I think those have been dating for a while and they do that. I think they know that person, so they order it, or they do like what Portia said. They've been told. Okay, I think I've done that before because the person told me what they want.
Now if you tell me what you want, that's different. That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I don't think unless, like you said, unless we've been dating for a while and it's probably somewhere we've been. I know what you want. Then I probably most like drink. Most time I probably order your drink for. I probably have ordered their drink for them.
Yeah.
But food wise, like you said, a lot of times we probably go in there. You might want to try something different. I might know what appetizer you want, but hey, I got us that spinach dip or something like that. But yeah, nowadays it's rare, very rare. Like I said, but like I think it's more or less like you told me, especially if I went, but I know where we're going. Like, what I want this. I think that's what I'm gonna get today when we get there, and then I probably go get an order or something like that. But
She let me
Dollar
order
on the
on.
wheel.
Right.
She let me order for her on the first date. It coming out the kid menu. I'm sorry. I gotta see how much integrity you got. I'm judging your integrity.
You ain't gonna spend $100.
I'll be looking at you sideways like, what?
I'm like, oh, this for you? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, where's mine at? Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
chicken fingers and fries for her.
Right. No surf and turf, no man. They get that little cup of mac and cheese and no apple slices.
Right. Right.
Have you experienced that, Tiffany? A man ordering for you?
I have.
How was it?
I mean, it wasn't a bad experience. It was actually pleasant because we have talked about it before, so he kind of knew, what my preference, what I eat or don't eat, things like that. Not to the T, but I don't know. Sometimes I just think it's turns me on a little bit, knowing that a man like, here, let me, order, she'll take this, or, oh, I know you like this, so let me order this for you. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna sit back and
get you a little try a little something.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Try.
And 3 hours later, he gonna be talking about you gonna take the sausage.
Right.
I'm with you now.
Right.
Now hold up now, okay, yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Before I go to your exes, before I go to your love language, Aya, Doc mentioned that even though he has quality time for his personal love language, but what he likes to do for others, that love language is giving gifts. What do you like to do for others? Like, what's your love language when it comes to that one? What do you
Hold on, I ain't say I like to give. That's my love language.
He's like, hold up, wait a minute, let's go back now.
Those that's watching.
Like, let's rewind.
I'm gonna spend money on you. That's good.
But you got to make that clear.
Make that clear for those
Doc
watching.
said he is not spending money
I don't
on
mind. Right, I would say it. No, I say it. We gotta be in this thing together.
Right.
Ain't no first date. I'm just out here just throwing buying gifts. I'm not that typical guy that you gonna meet in Atlanta won't waste money. For those that's watching,
I ain't renting no Hellcat just to take you out.
Right, exactly. I'm just saying. What I was saying is that I'm probably more that person I'm a giver. So let's do it like that. I have that. Also, that type of language and meaning giving, and not just give. I mean, being there for you. Like I told again, that's why I feel like this thing was trash. I feel like I should be able to click on 2 questions.
Especially
I should
either that or they paired the answers wrong.
Right. That's what it was. Because everything was like either you buying a gift and this. No, it's the other thing. But some of them was like being there doing something for you to help relieve you from whatever tension and stress you got going on. I'm that person to give that to help you in a tough time. You got this going on. Let me help relieve this load. You can't get over here to do this for let's say your kid or something. Hey, you know what? I'm free. I want me to go do this for you. I can get it, whatever. You need me to cook.
So like acts of service.
Day. Right. I'm not. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. Let's be clear.
Well, thank you for clearing that up.
I don't mind spending. Malcolm is out here just giving away gifts now. T-shirt, no Gucci, no Fendi.
He wore that shirt intentionally.
What do you like to Mike?
I feel I'm right along with what Doc at. I enjoy giving gifts, but don't feel like I'm obligated to do that. You know what I'm saying? Let me just want to be like, oh, I think she needs something nice. This will be nice on her, or this will look good, or this type stuff. It ain't that, oh, you ain't bought me nothing today. Hell no, I ain't bought you shit. What you talking about?
Right.
I get that because especially nowadays, you see that that's a topic of conversation. I can't talk tonight. That's a topic of conversation a lot lately. Where even off the rip, I've seen what guys say that when they ask a woman out on a date, they'll say, "Well, what are you gonna do for me? Are you gonna pay this bill for me? Because I'm not going on a date with you unless you buy me something first, or you cash out me, or you give me a gift, or pay my utility bill." So I've been seeing more and more lately.
Right. Now you say that up to me up front, and I'm not interested in
I'm popping my balloon.
Right. When the balloon pop. Right. So, let me be in a position to want to do that. Let's have a conversation where if that's something I want to do and I have that in my giving and want to be nice moment to do that, then I'm gonna do it. Especially early on in the relationship, or early on where we're trying to decide if we're gonna look to see, like I say, if it's just dating. But that's That's why I told you it's tough out here in the street. It's dry. Folk won't.
Man, you know who I give the most to in my history of dating?
Who?
The people that never ask me for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
It's like, it's like, how they say a real leader sees something that needs to be done and they do it.
Right.
That type of thing. Like sometimes you ain't gotta ask and just your energy. And even if I get into the habit of just frequently giving, I just let them know, like, hey, you ain't got to do this for me. All I ask, if I ever get in a position where I can't, just try to fill the void until, you know what I mean?
Right.
But my pocket's on strike right now. I'm like the port worker, like it just
like the port
indefinitely until further notice. Ain't
But I've actually heard a lot of guys say that's what they want, and they want a woman who don't ask for nothing.
Absolutely.
I've seen it a lot lately. Tiffany, I want to go to you to see what's your love language.
Quality time. That's the main option, the only option that, but for me, I don't care about gifts. I don't care about that. As far as you're speaking encouraging words and things like that, that's good. But I just like to be near you or close, or just have that type of connection in a sense. Because I know what Doc was saying earlier, we all have busy lives, and you want to be able to, if it's 30 minutes, an hour, or even if it's just simple watching a movie together, or catching up on your show, that means a lot. To me, I think that's worth more than any gifts, because you creating memories. And then also too, let's say you're having a bad day. For me, when I'm spending quality time with my spouse, then that usually help relieve that stress. So if it's, like I say, if we just watch the movie or just talking or even just cooking together, I love cooking with my, my partner, my spouse. So, just that, it just gives me, a sense of like, okay, I'm good. I'm I can tackle the day. I can, do what I need to do. But yeah, quality time is top for me.
Ironically, mine was quality time too, which makes me wonder if this thing was rigged. But
I think we just get old, man. We get old.
That's true.
Quality time, man. Yeah.
That's
all
true.
that stuff is like secondary in a sense, or really, like really low. Because even like you said, like watching the show. Sometimes I'm just good, just present. We in the same room. You ain't gotta be like. You could be on one end of the couch or the other. I'm just happy in the room or something like that. Like I said, I might be watching one of y'all little corny shows or something, because sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to watch that. The next thing I'm hooked watching whatever it was you was watching for some other reason. I want to watch the whole series and ask you questions about it.
So after you all have taken the test, y'all seen how it is, you seen what your results are. Do you think going into a relationship or dating somebody, do you think it's a good idea to each one take the test just to see what the other one love language is? Would you suggest that? What about you, Doc? Oh, no. What about you, Tiffany?
Throw it out the window.
No, I don't.
Tell me why. I already know what you're gonna say. Tell me why, dog.
I mean, it's cool to take it, but again, like I said, if you can actually see, because a lot of it we blend, and again, since it was based off percentages, like again, I was at 33%. Of course, that's my highest, of course, but everything matters. I think that's why I said you can take it, but it's not something I can lean on because again, other pieces of the love language I'm alike. I feel like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like what is the mystery in that in trying to learn a person? If I'm gonna sit here, I mean, you can still give it to. I can still give it to them, but I think you still got to. Well, you still probably have to figure out what it means for quality time because I think we'll forget after taking a quiz one day. But I just feel like all of that doesn't factor who we are. That might be the most, but then other little things still factor. You know what I'm saying? Like affirmations and stuff like that. I mean, like all that's still cool. I still like to see that, or hear that. I might like something. You might, like all of us were the same, but you might be something different that I might like to take on. I'm like, oh, I like that. From that person. You might be more of an affirmation person where I never experienced that. Like you might like to give gifts. I never probably experienced that where I constantly, that's a thing for you is to constantly, every week I'm getting a gift. I'm like, okay, cool. I might not need it, but I'll take it, but that's your language of showing me love. It's like, I would say it's like learning, in the day we learning that person to show what they do to say that they love you. Because everybody might not, quality time might not be their thing. Physical touch might not be their thing. People before they not physical touch wasn't their thing, but other things they would do, like supporting me or whatever in their way, show that they love me. I had to learn that. So,
What about you?
I agree, Don. I also agree with it goes, you learning that person and learning how they look at love. But I also believe too is, okay, yes, I'm learning to understand like, okay, you don't like physical touch, but you like gift giving. Okay. However, but what my love language, have some initiative to try to come halfway with me. So then I'm not expecting you to always give me physical touch because I know that that's something that you may not really like. However, I acknowledge and I see that you're trying. So then that even makes me, fall in love with you more or even have that deep love for you because I can see that you're trying,
Right.
Like Tiffany, like for me, texting, I have to come to new age. I'm not big on all that text, but the other person, they probably want to text. That's their thing, and I'm like, well, I want to talk. So at least you have to talk to me sometimes. I need that. I need to hear the voice, that type of connection sometimes to the texting because like something like I'll put the phone down, I can get distracted, then you thinking that I'm not interested or not want to talk to you, So if I'm interested in you, you might want to pick the phone up if I had text back or at some point and talk to me, But I think I'm still on that little old school. I'll do it because there might be a time where I probably don't want to talk. I'll text, but majority of the time I'm like, hey, just a blend a little bit. Not majority of the texters. Like sometimes call me or something, So.
Yeah, I know, Portia. She knows that I'm not really big on the texting. Like whenever she texts, I'm like, okay, let me call. I call her right away. I'm like, oh, I saw that text that you sent. So that's just me because I like to have conversation. Right. But I get it. There are times where you have someone that is a big texter and you're not. But it's like having that middle ground. And then, you just have to adjust. So that's something I know I'm learning.
Yeah, and I think with phone conversations too, you can cut down on a lot of confusion, especially like we're talking about communication. And even like, I think more so at the beginning stages of dating, because if we're just texting all the time, you don't really know me. So you may not understand or you may not know my personality. You may think I'm saying this when I'm not really saying that, and that's not the way I'm trying to convey what I'm saying, or you may think I'm being disrespectful when I'm really not. But all you seeing is my text messages. So I think that's why it's good to kind of communicate that stuff too early on when you first start dating and talking to somebody. What do you think, Ian?
Yeah.
As far as the texting and calling, it's almost like when you're new into it,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be on the phone about 6 hours out the day. May not be 6 hours straight, but you're
6
gonna talk a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But after the stank wear off,
Now
you
we
start to realize
Right.
you're really on the phone most of that time just saying what you doing. You ain't talking
Right.
about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I adapted more to the text. Like I could text you what you're doing. Like we ain't specifically talking about nothing. I might call you, ask you how your day was. You may have something interesting to say. I got something interesting to say. We might talk about what's going on in social media tableau. But after that, what is we talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I read a lot. I make the music. I play Call of Duty a lot. So I'm a texter. If you ain't really got nothing specifically to say, what is we talking about?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it's more like that time is valuable.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and I get it. I know I'm trying to learn that because I'm a talker. Like if you text me like, oh, it's such and such and say, but like, look, I'm in the middle. I know, but so I know that's something that I am working on. So yes, I will be. You know,
Yeah.
I'm one day I'm gonna be a great texter. You know, I'm having emojis and everything. So y'all know exactly how I'm feeling.
Hey, one more thing, kind of what Miss Tiffany was saying. You know, your love languages may offset. Like you don't like this, but you like this, but your partner likes this. So
Mhm.
do you find a compromise? Do you conform? Do you be like, no, you just don't touch me. I don't like you all on me like that. And that's the part that I get torn with because I always ask. I tell people I don't ask more than I wouldn't ask nobody to do more for me than I would do for them.
Right.
If that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. And you bring up a good point because I struggle with that a lot sometimes because I feel like I tend to bend. I'm pretty flexible, easygoing in a relationship. So I tend to being like if somebody's uncomfortable with this or they don't want to talk about that or that's so I kind of but at the same time it comes to a point where when you're constantly being flexible and maybe you're not getting that same flexibility in return,
Right.
then that's when it becomes an issue for me because it's like, okay, I'm constantly trying to compromise and I'm constantly trying to make you comfortable, but me making you comfortable is starting to make me uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I'm
Right.
gonna choose myself every time. I'm sorry.
Exactly. So that is tough because where do you draw the line? What do you think, Tiffany?
Yeah, that's something I know I am working on with myself because it is hard to kind of find out like that boundary and where like, okay, am I doing too much or I'm doing too little? For me, when I find myself, crossing the line is when I become exhausted. Like I feel like I'm doing too much. So then that's when I realize, okay, I'm doing a lot. And then also too, if I find myself doing a lot and then my partner is not, reciprocating. So
Right.
I'm, setting dates or I'm always cooking or I'm like always setting, let's watch a movie, let's do this, let's do that. But yeah, you may sprinkle, okay, something here and there. But if I feel like I'm doing so much and I'm becoming tired, I'm getting tired, then yeah, I'm doing too much. So then I always draw back. And sometimes when I kind of pull back, I pull back a lot, to the point when I just don't talk, and then you trying to figure out what's going on with me.
Right. And when I pull back like that, I can't find that balance because once I kind of fall back, you're now entering friend zone. And that's all it's pretty much going to be for me. It's hard for me to actually have that balance of if I'm not getting what I need and I start to pull back, like how you said, you pull back too far, I pull all the way back. And a lot of times I try not to, but it's so hard for me to find that middle where I'm still going to be caring because I'm not getting that. And so now I'm wondering if I should start seeking something new. Should I start
Come on, when
looking
you're
at
in a relationship, you gonna fall back into a friend zone already?
well when we were dating but we're really talking about initially dating too. When you're initially dating someone,
So
you
what does that
are
look like?
constantly trying to like bend because of they're not comfortable with things, but you're not seeing what they're bending for you.
How many months in you talking about?
I would say really about 3 or 4 months.
Hmm.
Because at that point, I shouldn't be the only person that's bending to make you come. You should be doing stuff for me too. If you really like me and you see that stuff is making me uncomfortable, I shouldn't always have to make you feel comfortable because now I'm in a position where I'm always uncomfortable or I'm always feeling like I'm walking on eggshells just to be with you. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Mhm.
Man, please. I can relate to that totally. Like, I'm the type of person, like I said, I'm not finna always be the first person. Like, I'm not gonna always continuously what you doing, how you doing, where you at, all that. Or have you, I'm just not finna do
Right.
it. Because to somebody, I'm somebody. It may not be to you. And that
Right.
just be a sign, like, just to know that this may not, you may adore this person and you may just be in love or infatuated with the idea of them, but they may
Right.
not be the person for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And when do you know when to leave that situation? Because I actually had my cousin told me something recently with that. She said that she was in a relationship in a situation where she would going through the same thing, and she would constantly like express to the guy that I'm not getting what I need from this. And then he'll give like 100% one time, and then she'll get back up to speed, like feeling like, okay, he's showing me. And then maybe like 2 weeks later, he's back down at 20%. And then she'll say something, then he'll give her like 60%. And so she's like, okay, he's doing it again, he's doing good. But then he go back down to 20. It's like, when is enough, situations.
Sound like she done dated me.
What's you, Mike?
It might have been. That shit sound familiar. And then in a situation like that, it be because, like you said, I might go to doing some stuff that may appease her, but if I feel like a sucker in the process, that ain't good either. Because I don't want to lose I don't want to ever be able to look in the mirror and be like, damn, who are you?
Right.
Trying to make somebody else happy.
And that says a lot about that mental health aspect of relationships. Like trying to find that balance. You don't want to lose yourself, and at the same time, that your partner don't want to lose them either. So you gotta try to talk to see like how can we best make this work, or is this something we need to be in, or do we just need to be friends at this point?
Right. Man, I had a situation where I was smoking a blunt, and the chick say, I was trying to talk to her homegirl. She said, that's one of the reasons that's stopping you from getting with her. I was like, oh, well, I ain't going to be no getting with then, because I'm not going to change who I am for a possibility. You know what I'm saying? She probably wouldn't even like me if I wasn't like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you got to take me as I am. Isn't that what Mary J said? I think that was Mary J.
Yeah, that's Mary J.
Yeah. That song can mean so much more with all the shit they got going on now. We ain't going to even get into
that. Well, with everything we talked about with emotional vulnerability, communication, our 5 love languages, Doc, wrap us up for tonight with our final thoughts.
The love language app is trash. So make sure you take time to.
Gary Coleman ought to be ashamed of himself.
Make sure you take time to learn each other's love language and compromise when you're in a relationship. You have to be able to compromise and meet each other in the middle to provide that love that you want and that they want. That's going to help blossom and continue to grow for years to come. And understand that people grow and change over time.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Yep.
Yep. And that's a wrap. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yay.
The end.